Hey everyone, it's me, Ethan here again. Another figure for the collection this time. Today we're going to be taking a look at Hot Toys Vintage Color Boba Fett for their 40th anniversary series for Star Wars. So without anything else to do, guys, let's get right into this video. Alright, so the first thing we'll take a look at, as always, is the box here. As you can see, this is a lot different compared to the normal Hot Toys boxes that we usually get. This time it's actually based off more vintage versions of the action figures that used to come back in the early 70s and throughout the 80s and even into today still, that they use some type of box like, or pretty much packaging like this. So as you can see, we have the nice silver rings going around the, or silver rectangle you can call it, going around the image of where Boba Fett would be. We got a picture of Boba Fett here. See, it says vintage color version, and then under here even says Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, and even Boba Fett's name, and you can even see the 40th anniversary sticker right here. And again, it's made by Hot Toys, and this is a Sideshow exclusive, so the only way you can get it is through Sideshow. And then on the side here, we have another picture of Boba Fett. In the back here is all the licensing and rights that the company has on these figures, as well as another picture of Boba Fett. Then here on the side, we have another couple pictures of Boba Fett here. We have just the back of his, where you can see the jetpack, and pretty much him playing around with his gauntlets. But pretty much, that wraps up the box. So now, as always, moving on to the actual accessory part, we have mostly all the accessories that Boba Fett comes here, right here. The only one that is missing is his jetpack, just because I left it on the figure, just because it is difficult to get back on, and I'll show you guys that later on, why it is that. So anyway, now moving on. First thing we'll come and look at is actually his blaster. As you can see, is I believe this is a version of the EE3, so the one that we actually see in Return of the Jedi, that's more of the iconic EE3 look for it. But again, you can see this pretty much follows that same blaster, just a different barrel design. So again, you can see some nice detail. I got some nice slight wood grain in the actual stock of the blaster here. Got this nice strap that runs up down here with these movable little hinge parts that holds the strap on. We got the one and only trigger hand he comes with in this set is just this one trigger hand for his right hand. Then we work our way down here. The barrel, you'll see we have some more chipping of the paint, and then some more heat weathering going on at the end of the barrel here of where the blaster bolts would come out of. And then what's cool is even the scope here also has some nice clear plastic pieces that actually give the effect of that this actually is like a working scope, which is pretty cool. So you can even see more detail down here on the other side as well. So now, passing that on, we have his sonic beam weapon is the name of it. That's what I see that's called with. So again, pretty cool. If you're familiar with Hot Toys, you will definitely notice that these are all the exact same accessories. I believe they came with just not the deluxe version of the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett, but just of the original or normal one for Boba Fett, where you could just get him without the extra armor that you can change into him. Because in total, there's been now 5 different Boba Fetts, if you want to include the deluxe as its own too, which it should be, because it does come with another different armor set for Boba Fett that you can interchange out with the one he's currently wearing with the original Empire Strikes Back look. So again, that's that. So there's been a total of 5 Boba Fetts that Hot Toys has made. So now moving on from that, we also have the hands. So you can see, again, I already showed this one here. He only comes with one trigger hand, which is only for his right hand. But he also comes with 2 other right hands that you can interchange out. So he's got a fisted hand, as well as a sort of open palm hand that you would relax against, kind of set against his arm. So if my finger was his left arm, you kind of would do that. So you could do that with that. And then he also has the same exact hand for the left side now. Again, the same open sort of palm, resting palm on there. We also come with 2 gripping hands. So he's got one that's more wider, so he's really holding his blaster like he's aiming. And then the other one he has is a more relaxed one, like he's just holding his blaster. And then in here we also have just his left fist as well. So that wraps up his hands. He only comes with 8. Then on the stand here we also have, it's okay. I wish though for this one, since it's sort of like an exclusive figure, it would have came with more exclusive stand, because back at when the animated version of Boba Fett, if you haven't seen that, I'll put him right here. You can see he has this nice vibrant yellow and blue colors. If you look at his stand, which I'll show a picture of that too, you'll notice that it has some sort of like custom little image on it. And sadly, this one doesn't. I wish they would have done it for this one, since it's the vintage color. They should have done something like that, but sadly they didn't. But oh well, that's what they missed. And they could have done that, and then they also could have done they could have done the actual E11. They could have done the E11, so the Stormtrooper blaster. They could have used that with him, just because the actual original Kenner Boba Fett actually came with that. Came with, not with this particular blaster, but it came with the E11. So if they wanted to go a little bit more on the detail to what the original Kenner figure came with, they could have included an E11 blaster. But anyway, that aside, that's just more of my ranting and opinion on what Hot Toys should have done with this. But again, leave your comments down below on what you think. But with all that said, guys, now let's go and actually look at Boba Fett himself. So here he is, everyone. Here is the vintage color Boba Fett himself. To me, it was awesome on Hot Toys' part to actually make this thing. It's awesome. Anyway, that is my opinion. Again, guys, if you have a different opinion, let me know. Tell me in the comments. Tell me what you think of this figure. If you think it's cool or what. I think it's cool just because of the color variation on it. And also because I don't have the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. I don't have like the original one. And this is like the closest you can get to it, just because it's the same armor. But that's not mostly why I got it. I mostly got it just because I thought it looked cool. I like the color variation on it and all that. Now, in here, if you guys aren't familiar with the Kenner Boba Fett, what he looked like, I'll show a picture here. But anyway, with that said, now we'll get to look at the figure. So again, you can see we also what's cool about this is, again, he's got like the same, pretty much same design from the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett, same armor, everything, same helmet, just different paint, which is what's cool about this guy, because Hot Toys has now made, like I said before, like 5 different versions of Boba Fett. One of the versions was the animated version of Boba Fett, which it made him pop out so well on the shelf too, just because he had that blue and yellow armor. And this one here, you can see it just now, instead of the blue or gold or yellow, whatever you want to call it, now he's got yellow, red, green, and some darker red on there, which is pretty cool. So again, this guy is really cool. Just the armor wise, I think he looks really cool. You can see here down at the hands, we got some more of these gauntlets, which are really cool. And very nice detail on these things. I will have to say though, when you're moving this guy, definitely be careful with this thing here. This is what I've been mostly just paying attention to when I bend the arm or anything on this guy. I always make sure to pay attention to where this hand is and where this little flamethrower attachment, whatever you want. I don't know what it is, but it looks like it might be like a flamethrower or something. Definitely watch out for that, because you do not want this breaking. But that's, to me, I always would look at that, because I don't want that thing breaking. Because I already had on my Mythos of Boba Fett, the one from Sideshow, which if you guys haven't seen that video, I will put a link on the top here if you guys want to see that. Anyway, it didn't have to do anything with like a flamethrower piece, but it was a tiny piece, which was one of the switches. And this gauntlet actually fell off, or broke. So, and that's just, you gotta be careful of it, because you don't want to break those small things. But as you can see, he does have a good range of motion. Can bend pretty far up. I'm not going to bend it all the way, because again, this is my own figure. And for some reason, this arm here, when it swivels on its joint here, for some reason, it's if I can get it to where it was doing that, it was like kind of, okay, now it doesn't want to do it. See, this is one thing I love. Things that go wrong with my figures don't happen on camera. But anyway, for some reason, an arm was like when I bent it and he's holding his blaster and then you would turn it up, it'd fall down. And it was doing the same thing without the blaster, so I have no idea. Now it's not doing that. So anyway, but again, you can still get a pretty good range of motion out of this guy. Again, there you can see that on this arm I could probably get a little bit more on there, but you can see it gets pretty high on there. So again, you can pose the heck out of this guy. What's cool about his cape here, again, you can see the very detailed. I believe it looks exactly like the one that was on the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett, and so you got this nice kind of ripping effect, or this is like worn. And what's even cooler is that there's actually a wire in here, so you can bend it and make crazy poses out of it. On the top of that, we also have the Mythosaur skull on the side of his armor here, which is pretty cool. I don't know if this armor can be detached. I don't want to try it, but I don't know. Just wouldn't recommend it. So then on the back here, you can see we have some more detail. Here's his jetpack finally. Again, if you notice on the Kenner figure, he did have a red missile on the jetpack, and that would have actually fired, except the only issue with that is that Kenner saw that as a choking hazard and then ended up gluing the system together, and sadly you could never use that. Which was the sad thing about those older style figures, is because of that little rocket missile was never included, even though they were featuring it in there. So again, they paid respects to it by actually painting on the jetpack here too. And so another thing with this jetpack is, anyway, this isn't the first one to have this, but it does have a magnet in here, because I believe even the Empire Strikes Back version had that actually too. But what is really a pain in here is, if you can see, are these little straps here in the back. These little things, and this is why I didn't take this jetpack off. These little things are a pain in the butt to get on there, because this, and all the collectors that have Boba Fett's will know that for sure. These things are a pain to get on. It just because there's a hook on the jetpack, and then you have to hook it in this little D loop on his back, which is ridiculous. And I'm telling you guys, I can't explain it any more than I have. It's a pain. It's a pain. So again, once you get it on there, you keep it on. That's just how I was. I'm keeping it on. So even in the back here, now talk about the jetpack, you can see we got some more paint scratching, or just paint chipping, I guess you can say. You can even see that in the back of the helmet here too. A lot of people were saying that this Boba Fett here shouldn't have beaten him up this much, where he's got like the dents in there. They should have kept him clean, just because like the Kenner version was very clean. It didn't really have that many scratches or anything. But again, you gotta think about it. Hot Toys has got to put their own touch to this figure, you know. It is one of theirs too, so they gotta put their own touch to it. So even here on the top, you can see the actual markings. But as we go farther back, they get more orange. So they start from yellow, so we get yellow, orange, more orange, and then a really darker, sort of darker orange. And then you can also see the rest of the red continues on back here, and again, more chipping. Then we come over here to the rangefinder. You can actually move this thing down. So if you want to get actually more iconic to the actual Kenner figure, you can actually put that like right there, and you'll look at the actual Kenner figure, that his rangefinder is actually stuck in place. It's just one solid chunk of plastic right on the top of his helmet, just there. So it wasn't like how it is nowadays with action figures, where it's like a separate piece where you can fold it down. It was sort of just stuck right there, and you couldn't do anything about it. It was just there. But at least they included it. And here we also have some Wookiee braids. As you go farther down, you can see more chipping in the armor. Got one of his another iconic patch he has on his armor. Again, there's a Mythosaur. We have some little digits in here. Again, it's a nice little clear piece of I don't know, acrylic or something in there. Makes it shine, so it looks like it's actually working, because I believe in the movie it actually lit up. Then we also have some more dents in here. Again, more scuffing. More paint chipping off there. And then as you go further down, you can even see this piece of the armor. There's a big dent in it, and it's also chipping. We have this nice belt in here, which is pretty cool. Again, this figure is awesome. It's awesome. You can see they changed some of the coloration on some of the fabrics they chose for the belt here and all that, because I believe this part here though was actually red. in the Empire Strikes Back version. Then we go further down here. You can also see that the suit is a more gray material than the actual original Boba Fett suit, because the Boba Fett suit was a lighter gray. This is more of sort of like a darker bluish gray. Then we move down here again. You got some more pockets. You got the knee pads, which is this nice bright yellow, and some more dents in it, as well as some chipping. We also got these cool, I don't know what these do exactly, they're just there. Who knows? Could use your, maybe they help him fly or something. I don't know, when he uses a jetpack, maybe these are adjusters or something. I don't know. You can use your imagination. There's probably an actual reason, I don't know. But as you go further down here, we actually have some of his tools here. So again, these, I should have showed these in the accessory part, but again, these are kind of also a little bit of a pain to get back in and out. But he has this tactical, like this, he's got some like jetpack tools in here to help him adjust his jetpack. He's also got this like I don't know, like a stealth knife. So if he has to break into something, you can use that. So he's got that there too, which is pretty cool. Again, more attention to detail. And yes, these, again, you have, when you first get this Boba Fett, you have to pull them. They already are they're put in a different tray, so you have to insert these on your own, which is kind of fun because you at least get to know how to use your figure. Then as we move back farther down, now we finally get to see the boots here. Again, they got this pretty much exact same ones from Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. Again, they got these nice little spur spike things, you can call them. I call them more spikes because they pretty much are. So I guess if he's kicking someone, a bounty, then he's doing some more damage. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the guy. So back here we also have another. This is a softer rubberized sort of plastic that holds a blaster pistol in here. This actually can close. I have it open just because I took the blaster out. But again, pretty cool figure, guys. I really would recommend you guys getting this thing if you if you don't even have a Boba Fett. This could be like a cool one to start off with. But if you're looking for more accurate versions of Boba Fett, there is like a wait list going on Sideshow if you are interested in picking up the actual original Empire Strikes Back. I don't know why I want to keep on saying Return of the Jedi, but that original Empire Strikes Back version of Boba Fett, there was a pre-order going on a few months ago, and then it switched over to a wait list. So if you want to join on that wait list, you can, in case you actually, by luck, are able to get that, if you're interested in picking up just a normal Boba Fett. But now, because of that, guys, to wrap this up, we're going to do the overall review, show you guys some quick poses I did, and just talk about, again, why you should get this figure. So now let's go to that.